Welcome to Unplugged Mike News. It is the most important time of the year. Serving it up, Super Dude's way. Whatever, you don't have to like it. Hey guys, we can even do things by, that's pretty cool. So this is the playoff prediction that I have this year, and I think it's very interesting. Not a lot of people would agree with it, but some might. Some I was very eerie about because anything can happen in these situations, but I'm going to go ahead and start here. So, first off, of the AFC. Yes, I just zoomed in. Don't judge me. Anyways, we have the Chargers beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look, the Jacksonville Jaguars are doing fine, and the Chargers just had a very bad loss against the Broncos. I understand that. You have to look at it this way. The Broncos, after Nathaniel Hackett left, haven't been all that bad. They have Russell Wilson. They have a top defense, not a top one, probably not a top five. I haven't really looked at the standings yet, but they have a really good defense. Somehow, but so the Chargers have been without a key, some key parts. Let's just say, and they have some returning players, especially on offense. Here's my philosophy here. I think the issue with the Chargers is pass rush, and if you can't get good pass rush against Justin Herbert, you're not going to win a game. And I don't think the Jaguars have enough pass rush ability to be able to take out the Chargers. Chargers are getting their offense back together. Injuries are starting to get a little better with that situation. The offense looks dominant when there are no injuries, so I think Justin Herbert's going to get his first playoff run and his first playoff win against the Jacksonville Jaguars at the AFC wildcard. Next up, we have the Bengals beating the Ravens. Look, it's not. Come on, guys, it's not rocket science. The Bengals are going to win. Like, I'm pretty sure the Ravens beat the Bengals here, in the season, but you cannot deny the fact that the Bengals are probably on fire at this point, and they're not going to lose. And the refs, look, I hate to bring the refs involved, but the refs have been helping the Bengals a lot. And and I feel that I don't know if I can get my thoughts correct. Basically, the Bengals are hard to beat, and the refs sometimes like to make that special. So I just don't see them being. I don't see them losing to Baltimore. I don't see it. And of course, the obvious: the Bills will beat the Dolphins. Come on, guys. Yes, the Dolphins beat the Bills during the regular season. I understand that. The Bills had some bad injuries. They are without Von Miller, but they have a drive. Okay? Damar Hamlin is their drive right now. The Super Bowl is their drive. Stephon Diggs knows how to do this. Stephon Diggs knows how to build a really good offense to motivation. Josh Allen is a great quarterback, good leader. You still have a top defense regardless of. I keep shaking the camera. Okay. Basically, yeah, Bills. So now we have the Cowboys beating the Buccaneers. Yes, Tom Brady's at the Buccaneers. Yes, their defense is still good. The Cowboys are better at the situation. Yes, they have some issues with legal issues right now. That hasn't really stopped them. Dak isn't the best, but he's still pretty good. I can't see this team not going to, especially with their running attack being so great. I can't see this team losing in the wild card this year. Sorry, Brady, but you're having a tough year. It has to happen. And then we have the Vikings beating New York. New York surprised everybody, and that coach is very good when it comes to the injuries and when it comes to, this team being so bad they can be chopped liver at this point and bringing them to a playoff team. I would want that coach, even though I'm a Chiefs fan. By the way, that doesn't mean that there are no biased opinions, and you'll see what I mean later. I just spoiled. But anyways, Vikings, they are on top. Justin Jefferson probably will get Offensive Player of the Year. That might be a little overrated, but it's he's going to win that reward still, regardless, for a reason. He's very good as possession, obviously, but he's him with Adam Thielen, with I think they still have Kyle Rudolph. They have Dalvin Cook, who's had a marvelous year. Kirk Cousins had a great year. And then we have the 49ers beating the Seahawks, which obviously they have a great team around. And Brock Purdy is looking pretty pretty right now, with him being a Mr. Irrelevant. That I don't have to say much for that team. Let's move on. All right. Oh, they're making me restart. That's fine. So the Bills and Bengals, they will finally clash once again. This will probably be the Damar Hamlin game, and I mean that in a tribute way, not a literal. That you know what I mean. Anyways, this will be for Damar. So I have the Bills winning that one. You can say what you want, but the way I see it, the Bills, I can't see them losing this game. There's too much fire. Too much fire for this team, too much fire for what they're playing for. Chiefs and Chargers, it's gonna be. Now, the interesting thing with this, it could be a Saints-Buccaneers situation. It could be, and plus the fact that the Chiefs did almost lose to the Chargers the first game they played against each other, had it not been for that 99-yard touchdown return. But Kansas City's high-powered offense, it's so hard to beat. It is so hard to beat. And plus, people don't even think. I hardly even have them beating the Jaguars. It's got to go to Kansas City. No brainer. Mahomes is having the greatest season of his career. Most likely to win MVP. But, yeah. The show goes on, man. It's hard, Chargers fans. I know you don't win anything, but Kansas City's got to take you out again. Now, the most important part. I did it. Yes, I just did that. San Francisco has a great team. You have Brock Purdy, you have Deebo Samuel, you have Christian McCaffrey coming back and actually doing very well again. Let me just say this now. The Vikings are legit this year. I haven't been saying that. I said that. Hell, 2 years ago, my brother-in-law, he told me that the Vikings are going to go to the playoffs and they're such a great team and all that. They didn't go very far. And I straight up told him before that season went, I'm like, I don't believe in this team. I don't think this team's going to do anything. I said this year that they're going to do something, and they're doing very good. Yes, they lost to the Eagles. They lost to Dallas horribly. But this isn't Dallas. This is not Dallas. Okay, this is a team trying to rebuild from losing to a Super Bowl that they have yet to recover from mentally and physically. They're just not the same team. And Kyle Shanahan, sorry, but this ain't the Packers, dude. This is their little brother. And I'm pretty sure their little brother can beat you this year. Now we have Dallas against Philadelphia. Do I even have to say more? Maybe the legal issues this time bugs them. But let me just say here. Not Ertz. Oh, wow. Hurts. Jalen Hurts. That's funny. Hurts to Ertz. Anyways, they ruined that. Let me get back to the topic. Their defense is way too good. And I can see them taking out the pass very well. The Eagles are a different team this year. So even if the Buccaneers did win, I still feel that they would be more contention to lose to the Eagles than, yeah. I am not great at filming today. You have to please excuse me on that one. But I see a rematch from 2017. But this time, the two teams are more stacked. Alright. And I know, it's very typical for me to choose those two teams because that's what it's how this goes. It really is. And even if the NFL does something to cheat for it, it's just how it goes. Really, it's just whatever their money goes to. Now, this is going to bring controversy. After the past few years, after everything that happened, I have to go with Kansas City. That's going to bring controversy. And I understand that. But it's hard because a lot of people think that Mahomes, is overrated. He's not, by the way. He's good. He's good. But it's hard because yes, the Bills are a great team, and I've been saying this their year for the past 2 years now, but you cannot deny Kansas City with how they've rised up this year. They went, what was it again, 14-3 with receiver issues, injuries, issues with the secondary, new players coming in to fill different positions, such as Justin Reed being a kicker. Like, what's that? Yes, I knew it was a kicker before, whatever. But it's just one of those deals how, regardless of all of the issues they've had this year, regardless of what everyone said, can that alarm shut up? I'm trying to make a video. Thank you. Mahomes, Reed, Kelsey, they'll get it done. Somehow. We don't need Tyreek Hill. We don't need all of this, Tyrann Mathieu, all of that mess, okay? Chris Jones is great in the playoffs. Frank Clark's usually great in the playoffs. We have a few Oh my god! Shut up! Outside interference. There's a flag on that. You have George Karlaftis. Trent McDuffie is looking really good potentially. You have Juwan Thornhill, who's going from bust to 3 picks, which is pretty good. But it all revolves around defense here, which has revolved around defense for the past 2 years at that point. That's how... Well, I guess you can say that revolves around offense, but really it just revolves around who can stop that offense, which would be the defense. It revolves around what defense wants to step up to that day. In reality, Mahomes is always the offense that's going to win. I'm taking the Chiefs here. Eagles, Vikings, it's the rematch from 2017 with Case Keenum versus Nick Foles. And that's when Nick Foles decided to have, Big Nick. Don't make me say the middle word, because that's, yeah. He decided to be a crazy guy and beat Brady in the Super Bowl, which, yeah, we haven't seen many of that lately, unless you're Manning. It's hard. And I know the Eagles beat the Vikings this year. A lot of times in these scenarios, the other team usually beats the team that beat them in the regular season in the playoffs. If that doesn't make sense, I'll rephrase. Usually, the team that beats the team in a regular season game will lose to that team in the playoffs. That's just, for some reason, for the past 2 decades, a decade or two, that has been the case. You'll say that with New Orleans. Even, during the 16-0 Patriots, they beat the Giants in the regular season. Giants beat them in the Super Bowl. Excuse me. But then you have scenarios where, like, you know, the Patriots beat the Chiefs in the regular season in 2018 and beat them in the AFC title game. You have a scenario where, um, oh yeah, by the way, last year the Bills also lost to the Chiefs during the during this year and last year in this season, and lost to the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs in the regular season this year and last year, and lost to them in the playoffs last year and the following. But this year it can be again, hopefully. Well, I say hopefully because I'm a Chiefs fan, but whatever. I'm taking the Eagles. Simple as that. I'm taking the Eagles. Eagles are hot. They're on fire. They somehow became a mega team, and I don't understand how, but it's chemistry, man. You just can't deny that. And we will have, for the first time ever, multiple scenarios. It will be Reed Bowl. It will be Kelsey Bowl. It will be the Chiefs, Eagles, for the first time meeting in a Super Bowl. They both have similar rings from the last Super Bowl wins. Kansas City has one ring over them. One more ring over them. More appearances. More of a legacy. Reed, you know he's going to have some blood out for this team. Beat them last year when they weren't all that great, but I don't know. Either way, this is going to be one of the biggest Super Bowls in history if this happens. It'll be Kelsey against Kelsey, Mahomes against Hurts, A.J. Brown against Juju Smith-Schuster. That doesn't sound great, but whatever. You got Fletcher Cox against Frank Clark, or if you want to make the scenario of Fletcher Cox versus Chris Jones. Darius Slay against Trent McDuffie. And then you have Justin Reed. You have all those. You have a mega team against a mega team. They both are 14-3. Chiefs division-wise is 6-0. For the Eagles, it's 4-2. Haha. For Super Bowl, what is it? I've lost track. Super Bowl 57, is it? I think it is. Super Bowl 57. Your Super Bowl champions are the Kansas City Chiefs. You can't make it up, guys. Can't make it up. Chemistry. It's just how this works. That's in my brain, that's how it works. You can disagree, you can agree all you want, but this is how I envision my prediction card. Now, any scenario that can happen, that I could be wrong on. Jacksonville can beat the Chargers. It kind of relies around the AFC, really, because it's still stacked. Any scenario can happen here, but I believe the Bengals will still win. The Dolphins could beat the Bills, but the Bills are way too on fire and have too much motivation to be doing all that. The Jaguars could beat the Chargers. Trevor Lawrence could be intense, but I want to give Justin Herbert some good stuff here. He's a great player. Other scenarios. Chargers might be able to pull something out of their butt. Bengals might cheat their way again. Eagles, they're the Eagles. The Cowboys, they're the Cowboys. The Vikings could beat they will. 49ers could beat the Vikings. Their defense might be like, yo, you guys are frauds. Let's make you out to be. Either way, this is my matchup. And it could be Bills. It really could be. I could be biased here. I hope I'm not. I don't think I am. I genuinely think that this team could beat the Bills in the playoffs. They have for the past 2 years when everyone said they couldn't. But the Bills could always win. Von Miller won't be back. That won't be an issue, but it also won't be much of an issue for the Bills. This is my prediction. Chiefs are going all the way, and disregard all that stuff. Yeah, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I'm not being biased. I really am not. I really believe Mahomes is having such a great season. Travis Kelce having his season. You know, defense is starting to pick it up. Um, it's chemistry, man. You have to get chemistry with your team. You have to get chemistry with the predictions. It all revolves around science. Thank you all for watching. This is unplugged, uncensored, something. I forgot my line again, but we'll go with it. Y'all have a great one.